they're flashing.
She's had 2 others.
Oh yeah, so 2 others. Oh, now it's coming out.
No, I watched it blink its eyes. That was awesome. Holy smokes.
It's still so wet I can't even tell.
It's humongous. It's almost as big as them other calves.
That's the same size as the one bull we got.
That is a big calf for a Dexter. That's a big calf. I'm guessing a bull already.
She, her calf 2 years ago was huge too. I think it's a bull, but I
So first of all, what we want to talk about, we got the help of Bossy here from the meat section, is kind of let's look at the birth canal of a cow. In other words, that calf has to come back through this pelvis. And so of course the calf will be down in this part of the cow, down the abdomen. When it comes up, it's going. So basically this is the birth canal. So if we kind of measure this, and let's look at, and this is about 17 centimeters across, about 22 centimeters this way. So this is not just a square box, so this is not a round hole. So the reason we're talking about this, and we'll dwell on this a lot more as we get on in the lecture, but it's very important as to how that calf comes through this birth canal. In other words, do we want it to come through and to go straight down? Those are things we're going to talk about. Or do we want it to come through at an angle? Okay. So today we're going to talk a little bit about dystocia. So dystocia is just means calving difficulty. So first of all, really what we want to do is try to avoid dealing with dystocia, period. So what the optimum deal is to prevent having to deal with dystocia. In other words, if we don't have to pull calves, if they can have it on their own, so much the better. Dystocia calves, as a result of dystocia, 13 times more likely to die in 12 hours. So that means their lifespans, certainly you have a greater risk of losing them. They're 4 times more likely to die within 45 days. So these calves, even if you deliver a live calf, everything looks good, the health of that calf can be impacted and even if it enters the feeding phase, there's some good research to show that even can affect it on through the rest of its life. So major factors for dystocia is the calf's birth weight, the size of the pelvic area and the dam, and their interrelationships. Okay, so basically that means the bigger the calf, the smaller the birth canal of the dam, the smaller the dam, the more likely you are to have problems. So that's just a bigger calf, smaller. And then often people are concerned about weight in these calves, and so we try to starve the heifer back a lot of times, so we don't have as big a calf produced. That's exactly the wrong thing to do also, because you can have a little lighter calf if you control the nutrition of the heifer, kind of starve her back. But what you're going to have is a heifer that's a lot less likely to deliver a calf. She needs the strength and energy to do that, and then she needs strength and energy to raise that calf. So again, we certainly don't want to starve calves out of heifers, and that's pretty typical. Used to be real common. Dystocia rates cannot be reduced again by restricting nutrition. Loss of a half a kilogram a day during the last trimester is associated with weak labor, increased dystocia, and actually, like I say, you can have a lighter calf, but the she's gonna have a lot more problems delivering that calf if she's not up to it strength-wise and everything. And then the big thing is a lot of those heifers, then if you starve them back, you're going to have to get weight back on them so they can rebreed. So a lot of, that's where we lose a lot of our reproductive losses in that second, when that heifer comes for her second breeding. So if we don't really take care of her during that first breeding, and again we want to try to breed into bulls with EPDs, certainly where we're not going to have such big calves, try to deliver calves with lower birth weights. Kind of fit the two together. Calving stages, and I don't like to dwell a lot on this. It's just a lot of this is common sense. Stage 1 can last anywhere from about 2 to 6 hours, and it ends up with the calf in the birth canal. So when this heifer first starts in labor, and that's considered stage 1, you see her out there, she's got her tail up a little bit, she's uncomfortable, she's up and down, she's straining a little bit. We call that stage 1. Stage 2 actually happens when you start to see the feet coming through the birth canal, maybe covered in the amniotic sac or whatever, but that's stage 2. Stage 2 progresses till you have a calf on the ground, and then stage 3 is after she expels the placenta or the afterbirth. This first slide entitled "What's Next?" Okay, so you've got a calf, and this calf's coming up in the birth canal, and obviously we're in stage 1 labor here. But this heifer's probably been a little uncomfortable. If you've been watching her, she's been up and down, she's been straining a little bit. Probably wouldn't have had any discharge. But what a lot of people do is they mistakenly go in then, and they're going to try to help the calf. In other words, they think the earlier the better. Well, again, sometimes you have to have patience. You go in, and what this slide here is kind of showing you is if that cervix is not dilated, you're not really ready, you're going to cause more damage. You're likely to tear things, tear the cervix, all the other problems that are associated with it. Plus, you're going to stress that calf. So until that calf's ready to deliver, till you've got a cervix that's open, then you certainly don't want to interfere. If you've got that cervix, it's big enough that you can get your arm in there, whatever you're pulling, and again, it's just kind of like a pair of Chinese handcuffs. That thing is back and forth, and then you start to damage the cervix. A lot of times you'll get later cervical prolapses and stuff like that at later pregnancies. But again, be patient, be observant. You need to take care of business, but you still need to be patient. Okay, so this picture here shows a stage 2 labor. There's a cow, and she's down pushing, and she's got membranes hanging out of the vaginal area, and the calf's on the way. So we're in stage 2 labor. So this, and we looked at Bossy a while ago, kind of looking at what the pelvis looks like. There's a lot of people that they put the chains on it, they get the calf puller, the whatever, and they go to push, they go to pull. And there's a lot of people, well, pull down to the feet, pull down towards the feet, or work your calf puller down to the feet. What we're here today to talk a little bit about, if you're delivering a calf, you need to be a little smarter. You need to be thinking, first of all, it's the reason we had the clip at the first. What is a normal calf? When a calf's having a calf, what's a normal calf delivery like? Does that calf arc down towards the bottom of her hocks or towards her feet? No. How does it come out? Kind of watch the twist it comes out. When we looked at the pelvis in there a while ago, what was the difference? That pelvis is not a square. That pelvis is not a heart. that calf is going to have to be at an angle coming through that pelvis to be most efficient. Once that we get the feet up in the pelvis and you know, everything, we determine that we're going to have to assist the calf, then you can go ahead and put your chains or ropes or whatever you use, get those on the calf. Usually we like to go above the fetlock and below. In other words, wrap your chain and then come back around your kind of a double half hitch there. You're not as likely to break bones. You still can, but you're not as likely. It doesn't matter. You could use a lot of things for an OB. You could use an OB chain, an OB strap, whatever. Just make sure it's clean, and that, again, be careful putting it on that you don't break a leg or cause some problems there.